All right. All right, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Boy, it's the picture's really good today, huh? The light is really shining through. It's funny how on a day-to-day basis the difference in the light in this room, depending on where the sun is. How is everybody doing on this fine Monday? Huh? So what do we got? Let's just blow the chat up right off the bat. Because I can't see it. I can't see it if I don't blow it up, guys. The eyes have gone old. Hey, Colin, how we doing, bud? Yeah, Ollie Gordon. Yeah. Kyle will be live. Kyle will be live at 3 o'clock on the football channel today. That's his gig. Like I've got the noon streams here. He will have the 3 o'clock streams over on the football channel. So that's happening. I didn't get a chance to see the game because I watched highlights and everything, but I was with Donna and her mom for her birthday and everything. Hey, David, how you doing, bud? Tell Ron, we'll do it live. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Simon, how we doing? Yeah, it was a good weekend. Oh, I know, Vincent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vincent. I keep showing up. I know, man. That's why all the women leave me. I show up every day. I'm the same every day. Gets boring after a while when you know what to expect from somebody. Hey, Pacharo. Wow, why would they do that? Why would they? Chubb maybe, but I don't think they'd trade Phillips. I think if they were going to do anything, it would be Chubb. Hey, JC, how we doing, bud? But tell Ron, the member stream. Well, I don't do a members live. I do a recorded one. But just email me your email, and I can send you the link. I can send you the link to the video so that you can see it without having to worry about signing up. Just don't tell anybody else that I did that. But yeah, no. I tried member streams a couple of times, but then people got confused and nobody showed up. So I do a recorded thing with the dog. I was almost going to say the dogs, but with Leia, I'm looking at doing that tomorrow. So my email, flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. Just email me, and I can get you the unlisted version because I have to upload it at an unlisted version for the Patreon people. So I can just send you the link to that for sure. Appreciate you, bud. JC, when are you revamping the studios? Well, Donna and I are in the process of figuring that out because we gotta figure out. It's complicated because Kyle and I want to move this room downstairs, but then Kyle and I were talking about the conflicting Dolphins and Panthers schedule, and I don't know if I can move this one downstairs yet because there may be games where him and I have to stream at the same time. And we can't do that if we're in the same room. So we're in the process of figuring all that out right now, what we're going to do, because we got to probably I know we got to get new furniture. That way, Donna and we're probably just going to get a couple decent recliners so that I have somewhere to, she has somewhere to sit. We're going to condense everything. Appreciate that, Vincent. He says, as a lifelong Finns fan, I've been better. Yeah, who's the next coach, right? Remember when everybody thought Shula's son was going to be the next coach? Yeah, appreciate you, Patel. Yeah, just email me and I got you covered that way. Oh, I see. You think they trade Chubb to get a corner? That's interesting. Like what David's saying, it's just going to get torn down anyway, right? Vincent says they could have seen me as reliable, but no. Yeah, well, reliable is boring to some people. Donna appreciates me being reliable, so it works out. Oh, the Colts signed X. Oh, well, I guess that ship sailed. Do the fin stream on the toilet. It's usually where they are in the standings, right? That's very cool, Simon. You get to meet Sam Reinhart tomorrow. Fantastic. I love to hear that. Oh, this is college football's first week. Gotcha. Simon, the weather today is actually not bad. It's overcast. It's only about 70 degrees outside. It's kind of nice. Hopefully I can get to the gym today. I didn't get there all last week because I was having the Lyme disease one last week, but I feel better now. So I'll be back at the gym this week. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes, Pachara. It's interesting that they would be looking at a defensive, like that's the deepest spot in the team, really. Vincent, no word on Kachuk. Nothing. My conspiratorial theory, if you read the article, to expand upon that, I think he's going to wait, and then I think he's going to get to the beginning of the season and say, well, I'm just going to continue to take some time off and try to heal without the surgery. And then we get to about January, and he says, no, I need the surgery. I'll be out for the rest of the season. Louis, do I think Petrie will be relevant for us? It's a good question. I mean, we needed somebody, right? We had to have somebody to fill that spot. You didn't want to go into next year with like Balinskis and Bornfoot. That probably wouldn't have been the best thing. I guess the only thing I say of that is that if he's a problem, I know Zito would fix it. But we were worried about Schmidt being a problem too. You know what I mean? Patel says Xavier Howard really, next thing you know, fan one of Rashad Jones. Jeez. Who was the other guy? Who was the guy that was with Jones? No, I'm thinking older. Why don't we just re-sign Lewis Oliver and William Judson while we're at it, right? JC says, better than the triple digits here in Texas. When summer hit, I want winter, but then you're from Florida, so you want summer to come back. I get it. But it looks like we're getting lucky here. I think we're going to get Jim Crash Jensen. I met him once, years and years ago. I met him. And Cooch. Was it Cooch? Yeah, Cooch. My parents did some printing for Kuchenberg at some point. Yeah. Sorry about that, David. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Charles, that would be interesting if they traded for a corner. I'd hate to lose Chubb that way, though. I mean, defensive line, one of the deepest spots. Are we going to catch any of Aaron? I hadn't, to be honest with you. Donna's been paying attention to that. I haven't been paying attention. We're pretty well insulated because I'm so far up in the bay. We're pretty well insulated. A hurricane has to really fight its way to get to this point. I don't know. Where is it at this point anyway? What's the, how they changed those? They changed this. Is it a hurricane? Yeah, I guess it's a hurricane. Let's see. Oh, I see. They already got it. They already got it turning right and going way out to sea. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Wait for Labor Day. Labor Day is when the hurricanes come, right? Tell says I still have the autographs of a few Dolphins when they went to the mall in the 90s. Brian Cox, Richmond Webb. Everyone went to Cox. You talked to Webb. Yeah. The big guys are usually they're pretty fun to hang out with. I remember Cooch came to my parents' office. We did some kind of printing for him. I don't know what the connection was. I don't know how. Must have been some kind of friend of a friend. But it was only there one time. He was just like massive dude. Oh, you show the autograph of Webb on Twitter? Yeah. Good dude. Very cool. The only do I have the Marino thing here? No, where's my Marino thing? I've got a signed calendar from Marino here, but I don't know where it is. It's not there, is it? No. Must be in this stack of stuff over here. Yeah, Jensen was a good guy too. Good hair. Jensen had good hair. No doubt about that. So yeah, to the thing about Kachuk, I still think that they're just going to weeble wobble their way until he's out for the year, until the playoffs start. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I've been wrong at least once or twice before. Vincent says, from my point of view, almost every other dude is massive. That's actually not true. But I'll let you have that one, Vincent. I'll let you have that one. Hey, Dana, how you doing? I wasn't always short and skinny, Vincent. By the time I had been 6 months into the Air Force, I was 206 pounds. You'd be surprised how tall you feel when you're jacked like that. It's really weird, you know. But now I'm a shriveled up old man. Does that make you feel better, Vincent? I got to eat some rice. I can't. I know it's not a complaint that anybody cares to hear. I can't keep weight on. I tell my dad that I can't keep weight on, and he just shoots me the bird. He don't want to care. When my dad was my age, he got a big old gut. He couldn't keep the weight off because he would eat a whole box of Cheez-Its at night. He'd wake up at like 2 a.m. and I'm not even exaggerating. He'd eat the whole box of Cheez-Its at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Vincent, I was in billeting, so it was my job when somebody came to the base, whether they were there to visit or they were moving there, it was my job to place them. So sometimes we had room on base, sometimes we had room off base. And then when people were coming to be in our squadron, I kind of got to pick where we had co-ed dorms. So there's that. Now you didn't live with each other in the same rooms, but the dorms were 2 rooms. There was a room and a room, and each 2 rooms shared a bathroom. We had co-ed dorms. So I mean, there was a girl 2 doors down that way, another girl a door down that way. Oddly enough, I never had a roommate after I got there. My roommate got married, and then strangely enough, I never had another roommate move in with me. I don't know how that worked out. It was very convenient. Danny, you ready for fall and Halloween? You ain't kidding about that. Not kidding about that. Yeah, I asked what your favorite NHL team was, and I got branded right there. Oh, I didn't have any Bills fans near me, so I was a hostess. It's not exactly, Vincent. You'd be surprised, because we would get like, in fact, when I left, we were in the middle of a 2,000 troop TDY. There were 2,000 Navy guys that were coming to the base, and we only had base room on base for about 700 of them. So we had to send some guys. I mean, and Fairbanks was 45 minutes away, so some guys got to stay right on base, and then everybody else had to get per diem and get a vehicle and all of that, and be 45 minutes off base. So we had to do that by rank. And I remember this one specific time where I can only work with the manifest, right? I can only work with what I'm told. And there was an extra officer that came in, and I didn't have room for him. And I talked to my supervisor, and he's like, he's off base. And so the captain came in, and he was pissed. He was pissed, and he wanted me to remove one of the lower ranking guys that had a room on base and kick him off base and give the captain his room. And my supervisor wouldn't do it, but he also made me tell the captain that it wasn't going to get done. It was a very pleasant day, to say the least. He was pissed. He was pissed, man. So good times. Tell says, yeah, 90s and humid. The only decent thing is using the pool. Looking forward to fall, 60s and 70s outside. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We're getting ready to have an early fall here. There's some signs we get here that we're going to have an early fall. The trumpet vines. We get trumpet vines that grow in like July, and the leaves are already starting to change a little bit. They're already starting to turn a little bit. So I suspect we're going to have a really early fall, which is good. Because I'm sick and tired. I hate having the windows closed. I like having the windows open. You know? And that way, because Leia, all she wants to do is be outside. All she wants to do is be outside. So if we have the door open, then she can just come and go on her own. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. President. The White House was full. Ken, he was pissed. But my supervisor would not. Oh, what was his name? Was it Sergeant Sponsel? Yeah, Sergeant Sponsel. Good dude, but he wasn't coming out and telling that captain we didn't have room for him. Wasn't anything I could. I mean, I would have put him on base and moved one of the other guys, but my supervisor told me don't do it. Him and that captain must have had a history, because my supervisor, Sergeant Sponsor, was really kind of like, don't do it. No, he can be off base. So I think they might have known each other. Simon, how do I think the training camp's going to go for Florida, in my opinion? I think that there's not a lot of jobs at stake, right? Like, especially if Kachuk is out. Although there is one job at stake. I guess there is one job. Even if Kachuk is in, I don't know what they're going to do, but he's probably not. But with Chicken Chuck out, I think we all assume that Sam Miskevich gets that job and that Boquist is on the bench. I think we all assume that. But we sure that's a guarantee? Sam Miskevich might have to earn that spot in the second line. You know what I mean? Sam Miskevich might have to earn that spot. I don't know that I would just guarantee that Paul's going to give it to him. masseuse, chicken hanger, hostess. No, you got it wrong. It was, it was, it was billeting. Don't forget, Vincent. I was also a cook, too. If you're gonna do the hostess thing was first. So I was a cook. Then I was a chicken hanger. Then I was a vicious reseller, and then I was a masseuse. I don't even know what you call me now. Greg says the only thing worse than a lieutenant or a captain trying to throw weight around was a bird colonel thinking wife thinking she had any power. Yeah, I didn't run into any of those. I did not run into any of that action. But our base commander, what the hell was his name? I forget what his name was. Damn it. He was a good guy though. But he had a sometimes the older officers, they've got like you can't tell when you can trust them. Was it Major? I think Major Brown. I think it was Major Brown. Yeah. I'm not a cook anymore. I'm a cuckoo bird. That's good enough. I'm still a good cook, though. I'm still a good cook. But Donna's the only woman I ever cooked for. The other ones, they didn't deserve it. I didn't say that. Who said that? Somebody's talking shit behind me like a ventriloquist. Kenneth says Sammy needs to point to the door. There's a lineup out there of people with pens without the Panther logo. Yeah, exactly. Oh, geez. I bet, Craig. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. Our problem on our base was the supply guys. The supply guys, they would say we're not delivery people. So like when they bring you your phone books, like when they brought the phone books to the billeting office, right? Remember, this phone books for like the whole on-base housing thing. Supply would be like, we're not a delivery service, and they left the pallets of phone books outside. They just dumped them off, and of course at that point I was one of the lowest ranks, so me and a couple of guys had to bring them all in. During the first Desert Storm from 90 to 92. 90 to 92. And then they started offering early outs. And I said, yeah, it'd be me. I'm good. I loved Alaska, but my brain could not deal with the incompetence. My brain couldn't deal with the incompetence of leadership. I just my thought process were too logical. I just couldn't do it. Hungry says they're not delivery nor very bright either, right? I did get the rest of that day off though. They dropped off the phone books about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And it took me and my buddy about 3.5, 4 hours till noon. And we were just soaked in sweat. And supervisor was like, just go home for today. Don't worry about it. So I did get about 4 or 5 hours off. But what were they going to do? We were in our blues. They weren't going to make me go home and change and all of that. Screw it. So he gave me the rest of the day off. You assume they use DuPont chemicals on my bases? I have no idea, Vincent. That I do not know. Is there something about DuPont chemicals I should know? Hey, Praga. I'm assuming I'm missing something there. We only got inspected in our rooms once. It was pretty lax. It was I was in the Air Force too, so that helps. But it was pretty lax. Praga, yeah, you're just watching some of the playoff games. Yeah, they had I think they came out with the rat trick game, the one where Mellenby scored after hitting the rat. I think they put that out too, which is very timely, very interesting with the video that's coming on Thursday. Thursday or Friday, depends on how fast. I'm almost done with the script. Oh, it was DDT at DuPont or 3M Chemical. The mosquitoes there were brutal. I don't know if they sprayed anything. Great White, how you doing, bud? He says that I changed the channel. When I Google Flying Fluffy Panthers, the channel comes up first and videos. That's cool. That's cool. I haven't changed the name yet because I have a different kind of video coming out this week on Thursday or Friday. It's a longer type of video, more evergreen. So when I put that video out, I'm going to change the name. I'm going to change the description. I'm going to make the videos, a couple of videos unlisted that, don't need to be there anymore. And then kind of give it a fresh kick in the nuts. So when I release that video, the name change and all that will be there. Roger says, I have to say that Forsling spent much time with Gudis in the early days. Has to be that Gudis had a lot to do with Forsling's excellence. That's one player we forget about, isn't it, Praga? Yeah. It's a good point. I mean, we know that Barkov learned thing or two from Yager, right? We know that. And I did not think about that, Praga. That's a good point. Yeah. Oh, so what's my favorite food to cook, Simon? Oh, lately I've been cooking a lot of peppers. I've been making stuffed peppers. I stuff them with ground turkey though, and I do a mean chicken fajita. That's for sure. What else do I like to cook? I'm trying to think. I love to make a ham. This says big deal stuff. Basically, they poison the land around bases. Oh, okay. Yikes. That sucks. Yeah, the DDT stuff's nasty. Roger says, also watching the 21-22 Panthers versus the current version of the Panthers, you can really see how the D approach by the entire team is so different. That was Quenneville, right? 21-22 was Quenneville, right? Because 20, yeah. Yeah, it was a completely different system. Yeah, that was Q. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. Boy, we were scoring goals like mad. I mean, every game was 6-4, 7-3. That was a wild year. Good question, JC. When do we get to see what the new rings look like? I don't know. I'm still waiting for Chucky to show up with the cup. He hasn't shown up yet? I'm confused. I don't understand. Maybe Ekblad's going to bring it. Guy says AFFF is your fear chemically. We use that stuff like, as a firefighter. Yeah. Yeah, my brother Gene, man, he says he's seen, because he's done between between the first Iraq War, between Desert Storm and the recent whatnots, I think it's 6 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he's seen a lot, to put it lightly, in terms of chemicals and everything like that. Froggy, yeah, the defense is so different now. It's going to be interesting to see what as teams start to emulate our style. As they start to emulate our style, who's going to give us, more of a problem? Brunette was an honorary coach for the Florida Panthers. He even bragged about it to the cops. How do you get a DUI on a golf cart? It's so purposeful, right? Come on, man. How do you, first of all, if you're golfing, isn't it against the rules to be golfing sober if you're not a professional in the first place? If you're just out there on a Saturday or Sunday with your buddies and you're golfing and you're not drinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? How can you take it serious? You have to have beer with you on the course. I thought that was the rules. I could never think about walking around doing 18 holes on a Sunday voluntarily without some kind of inebriation. I don't understand. Oh, yeah, Simon, I saw they have the theme nights this year. It looked like they only had, I think they had 2 militaries. I did a cursory look at it. What were the themes? Let's look. Let's see. I remember they used to do the Star Wars. Right, Kenneth? Let's see. 2025-26 Florida Panthers theme nights. There we go. So they only have, as far as I can see here, they got the home opener, Hockey Fights Cancer, Kids Day, 90s Night, Military Appreciation. They got 2 of those. South Florida Night, Vamos Gatos, and Fan Appreciation. Is that all of them? No, then they got the rest here. Okay. Hockey Holiday, Star Wars Night, Kids Day, Vamos Gatos, Black History Night, St. Patrick's Day, 90s Pride, Autism, Fan Appreciation. It's weird. On their graphic, they only show 8 of them, but then you have to go and read the different nights. They have 2 of the Military Appreciation ones. Of course, they've got Kyle's birthday. I don't know why they keep calling it St. Patrick's Day celebration. It's Kyle's birthday. I don't know why they're bothering. And then they got the autism one and then the Fan Appreciation Night. Yeah. At least they still kept Star Wars. Great White says the new Panthers rings come out October 7th. Okay. Yeah, Kenneth, I would have wanted an 80s night. I would have wanted it. What happened to 80s night? They used to have the Grateful Dead nights. They don't have those anymore, I guess. Vincent says no Jaws Appreciation Night. I know. But they do Kyle's birthday. So let Kyle have it. That's good enough. That's good enough. Right? I guess you're getting old when they don't even have a night for your decade anymore. Kenneth says 80s night is when the Panthers don't show up. I guess you got a good point there. That's a good point. Yeah. They still got Star Wars night. Did they ever have a Star Trek night? They should have like an Alien versus Predator night. That would be fun. That would be fun. No, but I like the St. Patrick Day ones because you get the new shirts, right? I can't wear the old one. It became bad luck. It was good luck, and then it became really bad luck last year. Now, the red jersey's back in play because I got desperate against the Leafs when we were losing that series, and I pulled out the red jersey, and we won. Kenneth says, I bet the Islanders have an 80s night. Yeah. Good point. Would I trade Phillips for a corner? No. No, I would not. I wouldn't let Greer make any decisions like that because he's going to be on his way out. Skunk Ape night. Huh. Star Wars. Yeah. I made a Star Wars night intro years ago. I think the second year of the channel. I used to spend a lot of times on the intro back when I had, I was making a lot of money on Amazon, so I had time to kill. I would spend a couple hours producing the intros. I made a Star Wars one before. Did the Gallant skit. Did anybody see that Gallant is did you guys see who put out that video? Was it Eck? I think Gallant's like a coach over there now for a Chinese team playing in the Russian league in the KHL. Anybody else see that? I think he's coaching a team in where the hell were they? Not I don't know. Was it Shanghai? The hell did I remember seeing it. Now it's going to bother me until I find it. Now it's going to bother me. Let's look it up here. Hold on a second. Yeah, back when I used to have hair. All right, come on. Let's go. Gerard Gallant. He's not a Canadian high school. Let's see. Yeah, the Shanghai Dragons. Yeah. Anybody else see this? Hold on, I'll play it. Hold on. Yeah, I'll share this. What the hell? I can't hear it because I don't have my headphones on.
В каждом живет ребенок, который мечтает о легендарных приключениях. А в каждой легенде есть великий учитель, у которого за плечами работа с большими героями.
Cool dragon, though. Is that Yager? They had Yager. Yeah, they AI Yager.
Новую команду с новым именем. Жерар.
Gerard Gallant. Look at this. Yeah. Good old Gerard Gallant's coach, the Shanghai Dragons. Go figure, right? My, how the mighty have fallen, man. What a difference a decade makes. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, technically he got hired elsewhere. That's definitely the word I would use, Praga, elsewhere. The Shanghai Dragons. Cool video, though. Vincent, ooh, what marketing. Right? Holy crap. Thank you, Great White. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Oh my God, I should have shaved. Thank you, Great White. Damn, brother. Damn. Thank you, man. Much love. Much appreciated. Damn. Take another sip. Thank you, brother. Flying Fluffy Pants. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. As soon as the day that video comes out, that's when the name change is coming. Yeah. Yeah. Braga says he'll end up back in the NHL. Rumors where he was second in line for the Wings job. He would have been good with the Flyers. That would have made good for good content. He just wanted some legit Chinese food, Craig. Chinese food sound pretty good right now. JC says, I wonder how much the cab fare was from Carolina to Shanghai. Poor Gerard, man. Oh. How could he not be pissed, though, right? Like, of course, if you're Gallant. Well, I know the real reason why he got fired. I don't know if I should tell that story. No, I can't tell the story. But let's just say it wasn't performance. Let's just say Gerard and Vinny don't see eye to eye on some things. Just leave it at I can't tell the story. Damn it. But it's a good story. When I retire, that'll be my last video. Kenneth says, anyone having a referee appreciation night? Vincent, yeah, that's the thing he's most famous for is the cab, for sure. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's Sharks territory, that's for sure, Great White. Appreciate you, brother. I've been talking. Nick's doing good anyway. Nick Twister Wrister, he's doing good. I got to talk to Paul. I got to call Paul from the locker room. He called me the other week, last week. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that show together back or not, time-wise. But Vincent, no, not exactly. Yeah, I need to get Nick back. He might do a couple games for us this year. I got to talk to him. We have some scheduling issues with the Dolphins. Yeah, it's I haven't seen if he put anything out because his YouTube don't show me anything anymore. Hockey wise, during the off season, it just stopped showing up in people's feeds. But I know he's doing good. He moved in. His girlfriend moved in. They got a place together. They're doing good. Hey, 58, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, the Sharks can win in a few years. Once the Panthers have their 5 cups, then it's good, right? We'll win the 3rd in a row this year. We take a couple years, take a nap, get some massage, take it easy, and then we'll do another back-to-back. So we'll win 3. We don't make it to the next 2, and then we'll win back-to-back. And then we'll have to start selling guys off because they're going to be crispy old critters. 5. Yeah, 5 and 7 years. That's not asking too much, is it? Sharks getting Thornton back into the lineup. 5 and 7 years, not too much to ask. We're not getting greedy, right? I don't see what the problem is. Vincent, you want 6? JC said, how much do we think the Lucian contract is going to be? What's the max I would pay him? Well, I can tell you one thing. I bet you his agent is happy that he's going to be playing on a line with Marchand until that contract comes due, because whatever offense is in Lucian's game, Marchand is going to bring it out. That's for sure. We saw that. So I can't imagine he would get more than Lundell, though, right? Like, how old is he going to be? Let's see. It's a good question. So, he's signed for this year and one more year. He'll be 28, right? He'll be 28. So maybe something like what Lundell got, 6x5, something like that, or whatever Lundell got was something about. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, right? I mean, at that point, why not? We're going to have so much money. We're not going to know what to do with ourselves. So we would have beaten Vegas in 23 if everyone was healthy. I don't think they were dynasty considering how poor they played the last 2 seasons. I don't know if regular season really matters all that much, though, right? Would we have beaten Vegas in 23 if everyone was healthy? It's a tough question. I don't know. Vegas was pretty good that year. The Kachuk injury. I mean, we were close. I'm not sure. That's a tough question. I think Vegas might have gone 7 games, but Vegas was pretty good that year. Yeah, exactly, Praga. New goalie for the Oilers? Nope. That's fine. Praga, I think a little bit more than that. Lucian, he's already making $3 million. Lucian's already making $3 million. I would think to be a little bit more of a raise than that. Great White, you want 5 and 5 years? Yeah, Kenneth says Panthers have the magic formula now. They learn how they need to win in the loss to Vegas. Yep. Yeah, we can't just go running around beating the crap out of everybody every single night, because eventually they're going to hit you back. You know, the Kachuk hit on Kolasar was nice, or the Kachuk hit on Eichel was nice, but then Kolasar got revenge, and, you know, you have to pick your spots. Saw the Oilers demolish the Knights in May. Not the same performance as 23 against the Panthers. Yeah, JC, with the contracts. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be loaded in money. We really are. I mean, even if we just gave Bob $10 million for another 2 or 3 years, it's just because we got the whole damn place signed. Hey, Sports Talk. Is that right, Colin? I heard the Marlins aren't playing so well again. They kind of went back down to regress to the mean. Yeah, the Lundell and Forrest contracts, it's ridiculous. Yes, he did, Braga. He definitely took a very team-friendly deal. That's for sure. Braga thinks Bobrovsky $8 million. per year, 3 more years. It's not right. Yeah. But we do need to upgrade. 36, 37, Great White. He's either already 37 or going to be 37, I believe. JC thinks Gudis can come back after next season. Yeah, he could be the old guy that we bring in instead of like Petrie, right? I wonder how many years Kulikov is going to keep playing. He's 34. Well, who knows? Maybe Balinskis will continue to improve. Top 5 Panthers sports talk. If you're talking about the current team, if you're talking about my favorites, Forsling's at the top of that list. I have a hard time determining at that point between Barkov, Reinhart, Tkachuk. I love Tkachuk, but I also love availability in my top players. And Reinhart is just like, knock on wood, just always available. Of course, I love Barkov, love Tkachuk. I like Kulikov. Not that I think he's one of the best in the league, but I just like that he got – I started this channel when they traded Gudbranson and Kulikov. So I kind of like that it came full circle and he came back and got to win with us. Yeah. Colin, we still need 10 more for the fantasy football. All right, I'll make sure. I'll make if you're on the football stream today, Colin, make sure Kyle talks about that. I'll make sure he talks about it too. I'll get the link to it all set up for him and everything. Thank you for reminding me about that. So Vincent says, Bob Bennett, Barkov, Forsling, and Reinhart. SGA, your top 5 Sharks, Pavelski, Marleau, Couture. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Burns and Thornton. That's a good 5. Yeah. He really did, Praga. Yeah. About Schmidt. Who do I think would be the top 10 players for the Panthers in my mind that deserve to make a team this year? Well, the lineup is pretty much set. No, not even. There's really, I mean, it's set. There's really no jobs available. Like, the closest thing to a job available is who's going to be 6D, honestly. Whether that's going to be Balinskis or Petrie. I think they're just going to split time. Kenneth, am I going to make you join that? Well, it's a 20-team league. So we just got 10. So we'll get it. Once we start putting out content, people will join. So who are the 5 starting and goalie Panthers of all time? I mean, that's hard. Imagine a Barkov, Reinhart, Yager line. Huh? Jovanovski on defense. I guess you could put Forsling next to him. I wouldn't have minded Jovanovski and Gudbranson just for the sheer chaos. And goalie has got to be Bob. I mean, I love Luongo, but it's got to be Bob. Can't go anywhere else with that. But if I try to pick another, I mean, Barkov with Yager and Bure. Huh? It's not bad. Oh, Amanda's been around, Simon. I know she's doing good. Hey, Shafasi. Do I think Benning would be the first call up or Bournefoot? My guess would be Bournefoot. That would be my guess. But you never know. It might depend also on who gets hurt, right? Depending on who they're going to try to replace. You know, if but I mean Bournefoot he was acceptable. He's good when he's good, but then the days when he's not good is bad. He's not consistent. So maybe they'll give Benning a shot. I just wish he was bigger. It's a tough call. I think the draft is August 31st. Kenneth, let me check. Let's see. I believe that the draft is August 31st. Let's check this out here. Let's see. Posts. Here's the link. Yeah, the draft is August 31st at 5 o'clock. Sunday, August 31st at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when it is. What about Beezer? Again, a tough call. I mean, I can't pick anybody over Bob. My first dog's name was Beezer. Yeah. My first dog's my own, not growing up, but the first dog I had as an adult, his name was Beezer. Colin says, I think Benning should get a chance. What do you have to lose during the regular season? We'll probably see him at some point, right? Even if it's just to showcase him for a trade at some point, right? Oh, who's my favorite Bolt player? Right now, I don't like any of them. I like Martin St. Louis. I liked him. He was a little pain in the ass, but I can relate to that. In terms of now, I'll just go with Vasilevsky because I don't have anything against Vasilevsky, but I don't like the guys that score the goals on us. Right? I don't like any of those guys. But the Panthers sucked when St. Louis was good, so it didn't matter. JC. Kenneth, you might be able to make that work. The Cavier, yeah. Biggest Panthers bust, huh? Yeah. In terms of guys that we drafted, I mean, I think that's a decent sized list, Trafasi. But I think that when you come into the league with the nickname The Artist, and I mean, Borgstrom, that was tough. We got sold that Borgstrom was going to be really something. And then it wasn't. We've had some other busts. Borgstrom was disappointing. But again, I think we got sold something about a guy that maybe we shouldn't have been sold. You know what I mean? Good question, though. You have to go back. Do we have any? I mean, there was the one draft. The biggest bust, honestly, I think, was the 2010 draft. I think, let's look it up here. It's easier. I think Florida Panthers 2010 draft. Was it the 2010 draft? Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is all their drafts. So it was when you look back at it, not necessarily busts, but just the potential that was there that never. So in 2010, and pay attention because in 2010, with the third pick in the draft, we picked Gabranson. With 19, we picked Bugstad. 25, Quentin Howden. 33 was John McFarland. At 36, Petrovic. 50 was Connor Brickley. 69 was Joe Bazaraba. 92 was Sam Britton. 93 was Ben Gallagher. 99 was Jonas Dunsky. 123 was Zach Hyman. 153 was Corey Dutocher, or is that an R? Durocher. Corey Durocher, that's a hell of a name. And 183 was RJ Boyd. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13 picks. And we got a little bit of mileage out of Gabranson, a little bit of mileage out of Bugstad, and a little bit of mileage out of Petrovic, a little bit out of Brickley. Did Sam Britton play any games for us? Not sure if he started or not any games for us. The year before that wasn't much better. Kulikov first, that's good. But then behind him was Drew Shore, Burkholz, Garrett Wilson, Corbin Knight, Wade Megan, Scott Timmons. Yeah, JC. The 2010 draft was a show. It really was. After that, we started drafting a little bit better. 11 was Huberto, Grimaldi, Benston, Trocheck, Shaw, Racine, Kyle Rao, Kosov, Wichow, Pakarainen. It might be Pakarainen, yeah. They used to call Sam Coach the Panther. Yeah, did Sam Britton ever play for us? I mean, I remember the name. Let's see. Before I get ready to go. He did not. He played for. Well, we drafted him, then he played for University of Denver. He never made it to the NHL. He did not. He did not make it to the NHL at all. Yep, JC, we logged Petrovic and Bugstad, I believe, instead of Marchessault and Smith. Was it Bugstad too? Yeah, we drafted Ovi a couple of times, right? Yeah, we made some interesting choices, JC. Hey, Kazuma. Oh, I just don't know if Mellenby has the numbers. I don't know, man. It's an interesting question because I'm actually doing a video about that era right now. And I was looking at another player. And it's so So 1431 games played, 364 goals, 476 assists, so 840 points. I just don't think he played for a long time, no doubt, right? He played 20 years, 21 seasons here. But I just don't think he really had the numbers. He had some good seasons, but I think maybe he needed to get to like 1,000 points at least to start being considered that way. Flacco named the quarterback for the Browns week 1. Jeez. Yeah, J.C. Bukestad might eventually do that, right? Might. All right, everybody, I got to roll. It's Monday. Got the pack and ship job I got to do. I'm going to set this up. Kyle will be here. But Kyle will be on the football channel at 3 o'clock. He's going to be going from 3 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Talk not just Dolphins, but NFL. That's his gig. That's where his brain cells lie right now. So it works out. That way I can focus on hockey. He can focus on football. And I won't be spread so thin. So maybe I can actually be good at what I do instead of doing too many different things. So appreciate all of the love, all of the support. Much. I will see you tomorrow. And then Kyle will see you in just about 2 hours. Yeah, just about 2 hours. All right, everybody. Peace.